Yo, what's cracking? It's your boy KB, and today I got a story for y'all. It's about me. I cut my thumb, and it's hard to explain, but I'm gonna try to explain it the best I can in this story. And yeah, so we just gonna hop right into it. So look, it's the end of the year, and it's around finals time, and I'm not ashamed to say, like, when I was in high school, I wasn't the best student. I used to slack a little bit. I used to just do what I could to get by, and a lot of stuff I did was just so I could play on a basketball team. Like, hey, I'm not perfect, all right? So I got this class, it's called creative writing, and in that class we gotta do a bunch of creative writing. And we gotta do a bunch of weird stuff throughout the year. So he has us doing stuff like writing a speech that you would say at your wedding, a bunch of random projects and stuff we're doing in that class. So for my final for that class, we had to make a children's book from start to finish. We had to make all the pages, draw out all the pictures. So he told the class about this assignment, and he literally gave me a month. So just remember that he gave me a month. But as a student in the class, I'm thinking, okay, I got a month, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do it today. I'm not gonna do it tomorrow. I'm not gonna do it next week. I'm not gonna do it the weekend. I'm gonna do it the last week, because you know what I'm saying? Usually when I have a paper due or something due, like I used to do it the day or two before, or like even the day of, and I always got like a decent grade. I never got lower than like a B, C+. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm cool. I can make a children's book, you know what I'm saying? I could draw me a couple little animals and shit, and these kids gonna love it. You feel me? They gonna love it. Long story short, a month went by, and I did not even start this book at all. We had to turn in rough drafts, give examples of what we're gonna talk about, and I bullshit the whole process. Like, I really didn't do any type of work. And I'm literally one period away from this class where this final assignment is due. If I don't finish this final, I'm literally not gonna graduate high school. So during this time, like, we had block periods. I don't know what you guys have, but like, classes were super duper long. They were like an hour and 15, an hour and 30 minutes long. So the period I had before was an hour and 30 minutes. So I rushed to the library, you know, I typed up some bullshit. I typed up a good little story. I'm not sure exactly what it was about, but I know it was cool. Like, it was something I came up with hella quick. So typing out that story took me about like 25, 30 minutes, right? So now I have to draw and color pictures for each of the pages that I made. So I did that. After drawing the little animals and stuff, that took me another 20 to 30 minutes as well. So at this point, I'm feeling good because I got like 20, 25 minutes left. You know, all I have to do was put together the book, and I'm good. I'm done. Like, I've done everything else. Like, I did it. You know what I'm saying? It was rushed, but I got it done, right? This is my last final. I got it done. It's lit. So we have to make a legit book. Like, we have to make a book that has two like top and bottom pages. Like, it looks like a real kind of book. So me, I don't have time for none of that. So I went and got some construction paper, and I started cutting it with scissors, and it was really slow and it was really sloppy. My cuts of the book were off, and it was really bothering me. So being the smart guy that I am, I was like, okay. In the very front of the library, there's like a desk where the librarian works. Behind the desk is like one of those big giant industrial cutters. Like, I don't know what they're called, but like, I'll try to put a picture up here. I don't know if you guys had this in your school, but it's like a giant blade where you can cut things really quick and really sharp and really straight. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use that, you know, cut down time. I get to cut my pages, I get to get this final in, and I'm lit. So I go up and I ask her if I can use it, and she's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, you could use it, just be careful. In the past, I thought I was a pretty careful person. So I'm lining up my pages, lining up my construction paper. I'm cutting. Like, I'm doing really good. I'm cutting every page, you know what I'm saying? I'm going in, you know what I'm saying? I'm cutting. All the pages are looking dope and they're looking cool, but I'm running out of time, and there's a lot of pages that I have to cut. I tried to be even smarter, so I put all of my pages in a stack. So I put them in a stack, and I put it in a cutter. I opened up the thing, and I lined it up. So I go down with the blade, and the blade is literally stuck. Like, it's not moving, like, it's stuck. Mind you, I have a final due the next period. I've been bullshitting all year. This is my last project. I need to graduate. So I'm like, this shit's not moving. I'm like jumping up and down trying to get this shit to go down so I can cut my last pages, and it's not budging. I move my hand to kind of get a better grip. It's still not going down. So look, with all of my might, I push down on this blade, and it goes all the way through. I look down at my thumb. The top half of my thumb is literally like hanging by like the tiniest piece of skin. So I'm sitting there looking at my thumb, and I can't believe it. Like, I cannot believe what just happened. I really just did this shit. I really just did this shit. I'm looking around in the library, And no one notices that I've done this because they can't like really see behind the desk. I don't feel any pain. I'm just in complete shock. So even the librarian didn't see what just happened. Like nobody saw it. So I'm sitting there looking at my thumb and I'm just wondering like what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I really don't know why, but I still couldn't feel any type of pain. So I stayed calm. I grabbed the piece of my thumb that was hanging off and kind of like pushed it together and held my thumb. So I pushed the part that was hanging off and kind of pushed my thumb together like this. And I just walked out the library like super quick and super silent. So look, I'm speed walking down the hallway. Like the hallway at my high school is like the length of like 2 football fields. Like it's literally that long. The nurse's office is at the very end of the opposite hallway, right? I look back while I'm walking and there's literally a trail of blood down the entire hallway. And people are slowly starting to see, okay, this nigga's bleeding, something's wrong with him, but he's not saying anything. So I'm power walking down the hallway. Pain of the cut is starting to kick in, and when I tell you it was getting terrible, like I was this close to like breaking down in the middle of the hallway, but I kept going. I kept going. I'm holding my thumb like this, holding together. Finally make it to the nurse's office. The part of my thumb that was off is just hanging. Like I'm showing her what happened and she's like in complete shock. So the nurse tells me to go put my thumb under the water in the sink in the bathroom. So I have to go to the sink in the bathroom and run water through the thumb I just almost cut all the way off. So my thumb's in the sink and the water's going. Some of the worst pain I ever felt in my life. And this is the part where I low-key started to cry. And I don't want y'all saying like I'm a bitch, but this is some next level shit. Like this is some shit I never thought I would do. I just cut my fucking thumb with a fucking big ass blade, and this shit is not okay. I'm gonna be one thumb KB, and y'all not gonna like me no more. Tears are starting to fall down my face. She cleans it with something, like some type of disinfectant on my cut. Oh my god, it's ridiculously like killing me right now. I'm in the nurse's office. I'm raging, I'm crying, I'm sad, I'm mad. My thumb is hanging off. So she disinfected it, and she put like a piece of some type of tape, and she kind of put the 2 sides together and kind of just held it together, and she said I had to go to the emergency room. So at this point she calls my mom, and when my mom picks up the phone, like I don't know if all black parents are like this, but my mom, like when I get hurt somewhere, like my mom automatically assumes it was somebody else's fault. So she calls my mom. I can already hear my mom yelling back in the phone. Like, so long story short, my mom pulls up 5 minutes later, and thankfully the hospital wasn't that far. So I'm in the car with my mom, and she's looking at me like it's my last day on this earth. She's looking at me like I'm about to die. She's scared, she's stressed, so it's stressing me out. I'm thinking I'm about to die. So we're speeding to the emergency room, and we finally get there. I get in. So I'm in the emergency room, and they immediately give me like a needle in my thumb, and my thumb was numb. Like I couldn't feel my whole hand after that. So she's telling me that my thumb's gonna be okay. They just have to stitch it back together, and then she has to use some type of laser to bind the 2 together or some crazy shit. And I'm just like, if only I didn't rush to get my shit done, I would not be in this situation right now. So basically I'm having like a mini surgery on my finger, and I'll probably play a video or something right here so y'all can see what I was going through. But so what they had to do was take the part of my thumb that was hanging off, and they kind of pushed it back together, and they stitched through my nail. Like she said, it would naturally just grow back together. So that part was scary. It was really scary, but I was happy, like, you know what I'm saying, my thumb was gonna be okay. So they wrap up the stitch, and I had this big ass, like, the bandaging and like metal bracket around my thumb was just huge. So I had this big ass thumb. But I'm happy because they saved my damn thumb. And even after all that, I still had to finish that book, which I did get done. I turned it into my teacher a couple of days late, and he heard about what happened to me and still gave me a C. So yeah, that was the story about how I almost lost my thumb. Lesson of the day: if you have finals and it's the end of the year and you have to get something done, I wouldn't recommend pushing it to the limit and procrastinating, but I already know how it be, so you still gonna do it anyway. Watch out for those big industrial cutters because they are very, very dangerous, and I really could have lost a part of my body that I would have been very mad about doing. So yeah, if you guys like that video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I'll leave a link right here, you know what it is. And if you guys want to hear me tell some more stories, let me know, because I got a bunch of them. And y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Night,
yo, Pierre, you want to come out here?
In New York, I merely rock, hiding in my socks, running from a up, and I shoot that up.